right, let's talk about Chainlink. It's one of the most debated, most watched assets in the entire crypto space right now. And if you've been online, you've probably seen some pretty wild price predictions being thrown around. So in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to look at the hard data, the big partnerships, and the core tech to figure out what is really fueling all this hype. Let's get into it.
So just how high are people saying this could go? Well, these aren't small numbers. We're seeing analysts target $70, $74, and some are even whispering about a potential run to $100. Now look, these aren't just numbers plucked from thin air. They're actually based on a perfect storm of three key things: brand new technology, absolutely massive institutional adoption, and a game-changing shift in how the Link token itself actually works. So let's break down each one of those drivers.
First things first, we've got to talk about the tech. Because look, a price pump is one thing, but for it to be sustainable, there has to be something real underneath, right? There has to be genuine value being created. And for Chainlink, a lot of the recent excitement is tied directly to some seriously impressive new products that are changing the game.
At the very heart of this is a new protocol called CCIP. That stands for Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal translator or a bridge for the entire blockchain universe. It lets money, assets, and data move smoothly between different public blockchains, like Ethereum and Avalanche. But crucially, it also connects them to the private networks being built by the world's biggest banks. And that is a very big deal.
And this isn't just some cool idea on a whiteboard. It's already out there, and it's already making money. The proof is right here in the numbers. CCIP has already generated close to $2 million in fees. This shows that people and institutions are actually using it, and it proves the protocol is capturing real, tangible revenue. It's a functioning business.
But it doesn't stop with CCIP. There's another huge innovation called data streams. Basically, it's a much faster, much more efficient way to get data onto the blockchain. And here's the kicker. It's specifically built to handle the kind of high-speed data you see in traditional finance. We're talking stock prices, forex markets, you name it. This is Chainlink's ticket to break out of the crypto world and tap into a market that is just orders of magnitude bigger.
And that just perfectly sets up our next major point. You see, the tech is the engine, but the fuel that makes it go is adoption. And Chainlink isn't just building stuff and hoping Wall Street will show up. No, Wall Street is already here, and they're actively starting to use it. And this, my friends, is where the story gets really, really compelling.
I mean, just take a second and look at this list. This is not a list of crypto startups. These are the absolute pillars of the global financial system. You've got SWIFT, which is basically the nervous system for international banking. You have ICE, the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange. The DTCC, which settles trillions of dollars in securities. When these guys start building on your tech, you know something big is happening.
And if you want to know why they're all doing it, this quote from a SWIFT executive just says it all. It cuts right to the heart of the matter. These massive, multi-trillion-dollar institutions, they don't want to spend their time trying to pick which blockchain is going to win. Instead, they see Chainlink as this single, golden key, one integration point that gives them access to the entire world of crypto and tokenized assets, no matter which chain it lives on.
And the scale we're talking about here is just staggering. The total value enabled by Chainlink, that's the value of all the assets that are secured by its services, has blown past $100 billion. That's not just a number on a screen. It's a measure of the immense trust that the entire industry already puts in Chainlink's infrastructure. So now let's see how this all circles back to the Link token itself. Okay, so we've established the powerful tech and the incredible institutional adoption. But the big question is, how does all this success actually benefit the Link token? Well, this brings us to our third and maybe the most important driver of all, a huge fundamental change to the token's entire economic model.
To really get this, you have to understand how things used to work. For years, Chainlink funded its operations mainly by selling Link tokens from its treasury, and that, naturally, created constant selling pressure on the market. Well, that model has been completely flipped on its head. Now a portion of the real revenue, the money generated by services like CCIP, is being used to go out and buy Link tokens directly off the market. It's a total 180, from a source of supply to a source of demand.
This new system is officially called the Chainlink Reserve, and its one and only job is to take that protocol revenue and use it to buy Link. Those tokens are then locked away for years, so you can think of it like a supply vacuum cleaner. As the protocol makes more money, the reserve buys more Link, systematically sucking up the available supply from the market.
And here's the thing. This isn't some far-off future plan. It is happening right now.
Just a little while after it launched, the reserve had already bought and locked up over 100,000 Link tokens. And you can see where this is going, right? As Chainlink's revenue grows from all those huge partnerships, this buying pressure is just set to get stronger and stronger.
All right, so let's put it all together. We have the cutting-edge tech, we have the Wall Street adoption, and we have these brand new tokenomics creating direct buying pressure. With that full picture in mind, let's finally look at where some of the top analysts in the space see the price going because of all this.
What's really fascinating here is that a pretty clear consensus seems to be forming. You have Coin Bureau targeting around $70, pointing to that institutional adoption. Discover Crypto uses technical chart analysis and lands right around $74. And then Tim Warren, who's looking at institutional money flows, sees the next big wave pushing Link into that $42 to $65 range. They're all kind of landing in the same ballpark, just for slightly different reasons.
Okay, so the bullish case is obviously very, very strong, but we have to be real here. No investment is a sure thing, and it's absolutely crucial to have a balanced view. We need to talk about the potential risks and the headwinds that could slow Chainlink down.
So what could actually go wrong? What are the key risks that anyone watching Chainlink really needs to keep on their radar? Well, the folks we've been following point to a few really critical areas.
First up, competition. I mean, what's to stop a giant like JP Morgan from just building their own version of CCIP in-house? Second is funding. While that new reserve is great, a lot of the development is still paid for by selling Link, and that supply is not infinite. That ties right into the third point, supply headwinds. The number of Link tokens out there has grown by a lot, over 210 million since 2021, and that can put a damper on price. And finally, the whole bet here is on a future with lots and lots of different blockchains. If the world eventually consolidates onto just one or two big winners, Chainlink's role as a universal connector becomes, well, a lot less important.
So, there you have it. You've got the powerful tech, the incredible embrace from Wall Street, and the new tokenomics creating a perfect storm for the bulls. But you've also got the very real challenges of competition and supply pressure. So the ultimate question is this: will all these pieces fall into place for Chainlink to become the essential invisible plumbing for a brand new tokenized global economy? That really is the multi-trillion-dollar question. Thanks for tuning in.